good fit. That's my goal. What's your goal? Take 1 minute, 2 minutes, and write down specific things that you want by no later than the 1st of May 2019. Love it. Okay? When I was going to college, my college professor, Stephen R. Covey, who wrote the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, challenged us to write down goals just like I'm challenging you to do this. And I wrote down 3 goals I'll never forget. First goal, I wanted to go scuba diving. So I did. Then I wanted to go parachuting. And I only went twice. And I'm still not sure why I went the second time. The first time was kind of scary, and then I went twice. And I've never been since, and I will probably never go again. But then I wrote down I wanted to write a book. Now, as a college student, I didn't have any career, I didn't have any money. Why did I want to write a book? Well, I think because I wrote that down, eventually when I was more successful and this thought popped into my head, why don't you write a book about it? It was because he planted a seed maybe 10 years, well 7 or 8 years earlier, and then it finally started to bear fruit. You know, so these seeds that I'm having you plant today may not bear fruit for maybe 5 years, you know. But the point is, writing them down really is extremely powerful. Now, now you know what you want to add to your life, and now your brain goes, oh, I get what you want that, I got it. See, sometimes, if you ever called up on a catalog, you get in the mail to order something from online or something, and you look at the catalog, and you call up the operator on the phone and you say, I got the catalog in the mail. I'm not sure what I want. Why don't you just send me something you think I might like? What do you think the operator would say to that? She would go, no, you need to tell me what you want. Well, I don't know, there's lots of fun stuff in here. She's like, just send me something you think would work, And she would say, no, you have to tell me exactly what you want. In what color, in what size, in what amount? And when do you want it shipped? Do you want it slow shipping or do you want it tomorrow, In other words, you have to tell the operator of your brain what you want. Because then it goes, oh, you wanted it in blue, got it. And then you start figuring out all the blue things out in the world and start vectoring into you. So that's why this is important to write this down, psychologically. Got that? Now there's some things that you don't want, though. And if I could wave a magic wand on this audience right now and magically eliminate some things from your life, like, whoosh, they are gone. What would you want to eliminate? Some of you got strained relationships. Some of you are overwhelmed with too much to do. Some of you are stressed out because of health issues. Some of you are pressured with money situations, maybe some debt that you don't want. What would you eliminate? And I want you to write down a couple things. If I had a magic wand, you would eliminate immediately. Go ahead and write those down there. Stop copying from your neighbor. I don't want to copy. Stop that. That's their answer. Okay. Give me an example of something you want to eliminate. Hello?
Bad people.
Bad people? Eliminate them. Well, be careful when you do that. What would you want to eliminate?
Fear.
Fear. Ooh, hadn't thought of that one. Well, if you could eliminate that one, that'd be powerful, wouldn't it? What else would you want to eliminate? Sickness. I want health. I want to be vibrant, but first I want to get rid of the sickness. What else would you want to eliminate? Poverty. Yeah. Let's just wipe that out. It starts with your decision that that's a possibility to wipe it out. So that's why I'm asking you, what do you want more of? What do you want less of? And your brain is going to, if you clear your brain, your soul, then it goes out into the world and starts attracting the things that you want. It starts saying, well, so let's keep away from those things that you don't want, right? Let me tell you another secret about getting what you want. See, here is the future, somewhere out in the future, and it's easy to dream about this stuff. In your dream house, where everything is the way you want it. When you show up at your dream house, your lifestyle that you really want 5 years from now, I'm sure you're going to live somewhere 5 years from now, aren't you? And don't you want to have a lifestyle going on at that time? And what kind of lifestyle do you want? You walk up to the front door of your dream home, you open up the door, you walk inside. What's it like in this lifestyle that you've created for yourself? What's it like to live that kind of lifestyle, where you have abundant financial resources, lots of love, lots of free time, do what you really want to do, great health, vibrant health. You show up in that morning on that day when you walk into your dream home. The secret I want to share with you is if you really want that, not only should you write it down, but you should experience it in advance. You have to feel it. So when you go out into that lifestyle of the future regularly, maybe even every day, maybe even before you go to bed at night, just close your eyes and go out to that place in the future 5 years from now. And imagine walking up to that front door of that home and opening up the front door. And imagine as if you're there in your body and walk into your home as if you're there, looking through your eyes and see, well, this is where I'd like the home to be. This is what it's like. Where is the kitchen? Let's smell the food that's cooking in the kitchen. Let's hear the sounds that are in there. What kind of sounds do you want to hear? Let's feel the flooring as we're walking throughout the house. Let's look at the art that's on the walls. Let's see the people that are in there. Who's in that house with you? What kind of love is in that house? How healthy are you? I want you to actually take a future breath of your health. And take a deep breath of it right now. Just feel how that health is the way you want it to be. If you really want an ideal lifestyle, then feel it now. And that's the secret, because most people, when they think of their dreams, they just imagine it as a picture, like they visualize it. Visualizing is not enough. You have to virtualize it. What does that mean? as if it's virtually happening right now. Now, why spend all this time instead of talking about real estate, or the stock market, or the internet, or launching a business? You know, because if your dream is not clear enough, then the fear that he was talking about trying to eliminate, the fear attacks you. And it stops you from taking these steps you need to take. You need to have a dream that's more real than your fear. Leave all these things behind, and then say, this is where I really want to go, right? Now, why do you want a lifestyle like this? This is an interesting question. Just write down a couple of reasons. Why do you want that? Because, why? It will make you happy, okay? Good. Personally, I want to be happy. And if I have that kind of freedom, then I think I'll be more happy. Yeah? Why else do you want it? Anybody else want to share why you want it? Pardon me? Yeah, I can take some of my time, some of my money, some of my love, some of my health, and I can go help other people. So yeah, I want to take care of me. I'm kind of a me-oriented person, but I want to make sure other people win too. So yeah, sometimes that's more motivating than your personal stuff. If I can take care of my family, or I can raise my kids so my kids get a better education, so that I take care of my mother who's really sickly. I know her health is bad, so I want to take my resources and help her get more healthy. Usually it's an other thing. Like other people are going to be benefiting from your freedom, right? Okay, good. Now, what's it going to be like? Let me just erase some of this here. How easy is it to get from where you are now to where you want to be? Is it just a straight shot? Hey, just tomorrow I'll just start doing some things, and the day after that I'll start buying some real estate, and then I'll kind of launch a business, and then I'll do some investing in silver, and I'll get some insurance, and hey, it's just going to take step by step by step. 5 years from now, rich beyond your wildest dreams, free in every shape or form, right? What's it really going to be like? Is this a straight shot, or is it going to be like that? And this dip is what I want to make sure you're all prepared for, because that dip's going to happen. It's going to be harder than you think. It's going to take longer than you think. It's going to be more expensive than you think. It's going to require you to be all that stuff. So what I want to do is I want to boil in on that dip, because that dip is where we lose everybody. In fact, this dip is where we've lost most of you. The reason you're here because you want this is because you got stuck down here trying to do some things, and you failed. We all failed. And the real question is, can you get yourself through the dip? And most people have a hard time doing it. So I'll be touching on that subject matter as we go throughout today. Wealth is primarily a mindset. And I know that sounds crazy, but you know, I'm the crazy guy that said, send me to any city, take away my wallet, give me a $100 bill, and in 72 hours I'll buy an excellent piece of real estate using none of my own money. In other words, take all my money away and drop me in a city. And 72 hours later, I'll own property. They did that with the Los Angeles Times. They dropped me in San Francisco with the LA Times. They took away my wallet. I had no credit, no cash, no credibility, nothing. And I went into the marketplace and I started finding pieces of property to buy. And I bought 7 properties in 72 hours. 7. How did I do that? Well, because I didn't have any of the resources that people think you need. I didn't have cash. I didn't have credit. I didn't have cash flow. I didn't have collateral. If the banker wants those 4 C's, I didn't have any of them. Well, what did I have? I had the internal C's. A little warm in here. Can we make sure the air conditioning is turned up a bit? Down or whatever. What are the internal C's? Confidence. Courage. Communication. Very good. Motivation doesn't start with a C. That doesn't start with a C. Creativity. Very good. I had those internal. Wealth is always internal. So when a fear would come up, which is not wealth, what did I have to do? I had to transform that fear. I had fear. I was scared out of my mind. What did I have to do? I had to direct the focus. I know I have a deadline. I got 72 hours from now. I have to find a property. I have to negotiate, communicate. I got to find somebody who would give it to me without credit. I don't have a lot of cash. I have to buy it with no cash. I have to find somebody who has a problem so strong that they don't care about my weaknesses. They just want to get rid of the property so badly that they'll sell it to anybody. And how many people in San Francisco are selling property like that? Well, there's maybe 20,000 properties for sale on that day when I showed up in San Francisco. How many properties do I need? Out of 20,000 properties for sale, I need one. One deal that's owned by one person who has a problem so strong they need to get rid of it. And I knew if I looked really hard for 72 hours straight, I'd find one. I ended up finding 7. And tied up 7 properties. And eventually, when everything was all boiled down, I actually closed on 4 of those properties and owned those properties, 4 of them, because of the wealth stuff that was already inside me. And I'm trying to say that to all of you. Although, was I overwhelmed during my 72 hours? Yeah, I had so much to do and such a little time to do it. I was inside of a box, but my time box was 72 hours. I had to get out here and imagine what I wanted to accomplish. I had to go out there and do what I needed to do and get it done. All right? So, according to your latest figures, if you retired today, you could live very, very comfortably until about 2 p.m. tomorrow. Most people have, like too many problems, and they're working for bosses they don't like. They're stuck. A lot of people have a lot of debt. They got dead-end jobs. They're stuck in traffic, and what they really want are the 4 things we just described right here. They want health. They want love. They want money. They want time. And I think it's a lot of the reasons why you showed up today is because you're saying, I think the money, if I just have enough money, then that'll be able to buy some time for me. That'll be able to buy better relationships. That'll be able to buy health for me. And generally speaking, that happens, but you have to be able to invest in those things as you go forward with it. This is what I call a napkin presentation. It's just like I've had you put on a blank piece of paper here. I want you to take this back home with you and post it somewhere. And just remind yourself that what you really want are the 4 things we just described. There's you with a frowny face. I want you to see yourself with a smiley face. And I want the date to be the date you said, I want this in the future no longer than 5 years from today. Right? Today's date. This is what I want. This is what I don't want. This is why I want it. And now we've got clarity. This is what I call clarity. And then the resources start coming to make it happen for you, if you can get through this dip. And that dip is the hardest part of life. It's we get talked out of our dream. Who talks us out of our dream?
Ourselves.
Who?
Ourselves.
Ourselves. Well, how can that be?
Fear.
What? You were talking yourself out? I thought you said you wanted to dream.
Fear.
Well, fear, Well, I agree with your premise that most of the time we talk ourselves out of it. It's usually a little critical voice that talks us out of it, though. So a little voice in the back of our head that goes, you can't do this, or who do you think you are? There's no way it's possible. What's the matter with you? This little critical voice we all have, and generally speaking, it's the one that talks us out of our dream. The real question is that critical voice you? You say you talk yourself out. That means there's 2 of you in there, right? You talk yourself out?
Dr. Jekyll, Mr.
Yeah, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, exactly. That's a little too psychological here maybe for today's conversation. But the point is, generally speaking, we do talk ourselves out of our dream. We are listening to the critical voice. Just personally, I want you to know, in my experience, the critical voice is not you. It's not your friend. It's your enemy. It wants you to give up on your dream. How can it be that there is a voice in there that's trying to talk you out of your dream? In your own head. And most people listen to it thinking it's them, like themselves. Why would a voice say this? Well, I won't tell you what I really believe. I just want you to know that it's not your friend, it's your enemy. You've got to be careful about listening to it. When somebody tells you out of their mouth, talking to you and saying, you shouldn't do that, somebody else is talking to you, and they say, you know, that's a stupid idea. In most cases, the reason they're speaking that out of their mouth is because their critical voice is saying it. And then they listen to that and speak it out of their mouth, and you hear it. And you think somebody else is saying it. Like, why would a friend of mine say that kind of stuff to me? And it hurts when somebody tells you that it doesn't work. They shouldn't do that. But most of the time, they're just repeating the words that the critical voice spoke. And they say that out loud. And you think it was actually your friend that said that, or your mother that said that, your parents, or some friend of yours, most of the time. In other words, the true voice in you is saying you are destined to do good things. And that's the voice you should listen to. And how do you tell the difference between those voices? Well, there are three kinds of voices, frankly. There's the voice that you go, I wonder what time I'm supposed to get together in the party. Let's see. Let's see what. Have you ever talked to yourself? Oh, yeah. I remember. All the time. You all talk to yourself? Okay, that's just normal. Everybody talks to themselves. Okay? You're not crazy if you do that.
I'm for
Okay, that's one voice. The other voice is the critical voice, and what's it saying? It's usually going like, "Here, you idiot, what's the matter with you? I mean, you call this thing is what you never put in. What's it? How does that voice make you feel?" Okay, bad, small. What else? Discouraged. It tells two predominant lies in all kinds of different ways. The lies are these. You're worthless and incompetent. And just check it when you hear that voice. It goes, you know, you can't do that. What's the matter with you? And in those two statements, it says, what's the matter with you? You're incompetent or unworthless and incompetent. You can't do that. And so, if you ever find yourself feeling worthless and incompetent, who said that? And I guess the better way to say it is, how do you feel? Because if you feel down or discouraged, like, yeah, this is hard. You go, wait a second. Why am I feeling this way? I live on the planet Earth, where 2 billion people have to struggle to make 10 ringgits a day. And I live in KL. And what a blessing I have. This is incredible. What a magnificent city. Incredible country. Why would anything make you feel less than that? So, without going too much deeper into this conversation, your critical voice makes you feel worthless and incompetent. What does your true voice make you feel like? When you listen to that true part of you that's whispering to you, like, what does it generally say? What does it whisper? Give me some ideas.
You're on the right track.
You're what?
Worthy.
You're worthy. Yeah, you can do it. It's okay. Yeah, you made a mistake. It's all right. Get up. Move forward. You generally feel worthy and loved and encouraged and competent. Yeah, you make mistakes, but that's just life. Get up. You can do it. It's a cheerleader. It makes you feel good. Is that right? So, if I go teach you how to buy some real estate, for instance, and you leave here, you're all excited, taking down notes, and you go home, and I don't tell you about the voices inside your head. What generally happens is you end up home where you're not in this positive environment, and now you're all by yourself, and what starts talking to you? Your critical voice. It says, you know, those other people could do this, but not you. Who do you think you are? I mean, why did you waste your time on that Sunday? Why did you even waste your time? And it talks you out of your dream. And this is what happens during this dip right here. It's why we lose most people to the successful areas they can go. It's because about right down in there, they start doubting their dream. And the critical voice, the purpose of the critical voice is to doubt. And it's to cause you to doubt everything about yourself, about your dream, about the people around you, about whether you're capable of doing it, whether you're worthy of doing it. And why am I spending so much time on this? Because I've taught so many hundreds of thousands of people all around the world. And I'll teach them the left brain techniques of making some money, and teach them how to do the internet thing, and how to do network marketing, and how to do real estate investing, and how to do the stock market and all the little details. And many people can't make it through this dip. And they don't make it because they talk themselves out of it. I don't want that to happen for you, all right? That's why I'm doing this. Okay, so what are some of the wealth secrets? Well, the first wealth secret is that all rich people have multiple streams of income, and they're able to make it through the dip, to be able to get stream after stream after stream. Do you have multiple streams of income? Let me just teach you about multiple streams of income and the concept. People think, well, if you want to have multiple streams of income, then you just run off and start 4 or 5 businesses simultaneously. And that is let me tell you the secret about that one. That's a recipe for disaster. You want to be successful, you pursue each stream of income individually and exclusively. You focus your extra time on 1 or 2, at the most 2 streams of income at one time. And generally speaking, you should pick one. For me, the way I usually do it, remember, your life is already too busy. You know, of the 24 hours in your day, you got a chunk of it you spend on sleep. You know, a chunk of it you spend on eating. A chunk of it you spend on working at some job somewhere. You know, a chunk of it you're going to spend on, you know, the loves in your life, your families, etc. You end up a little tiny stream, a little sliver of time, maybe it's 15 minutes to 30 minutes a day, where you will have to spend time during that little sliver of time to get that dream over there to happen. Because your life is already 95% committed. And I'm coming along saying, I want you to add another stream of income to your life, and you're in the middle of this whirlwind. And the point is, if you can't organize yourself so that you have at least 15 to 30 minutes extra a day, you have to either organize better or give up some things, or say these are the 30 to the 60 to or 15 to 30 minutes a day where I will focus on this one stream of income to get it up to speed. As soon as it's up to speed and it's starting generating revenue and it's working and you know how it's working, then you go add another stream of income. Then you take your efforts off. And so usually you're going to have 3 projects going, at the most 3. So you'll have one where you'll spend 50 to 75% of your time on stream number 1. This extra one that you're going to add during this free time you have. Stream number 2, you might spend 25% of your time on that. 10 to 25%. Stream number 3, you might spend 5% of your time on it. So I usually have the stream number 3, the extra one I'm starting to work on. I'm just doing research on it. I'm reading books and, going to a seminar from time to time. I'm not really doing much on this third thing that I'm trying to start. Stream number 2, I'm starting to do a few things, but without a whole lot of expectation. Stream number 1 is I'm committed. I'm going to make this work. I'm going to make some money at this thing. I want to get this thing launched. I'm going to invest that time every single money. Big chunks of money. Working hard for 5 to 10 years. Then when they back away, they sell their businesses, whatever. Then they've got a chunk of money. What are they going to do with it? They're going to put it here. Now they've got a big chunk of money and they want that money to grow at 5 or 10%. Then because of the big chunk of money can be invested into passive things. So that's the way the money works in this game, right? So these are the money mountains where you can make big chunks of money or big streams of income in short periods of time. But it requires full attention. It's active. It's like, gotta go do some stuff. So secret number 2 is you must earn money while you sleep. Now, what does that mean? Obviously money while you sleep is where it's passive, is when you can be sleeping. What more passive is there than sleeping, right? In other words, if I'm going to make money in a business, and I'm going to work hard at a business making it, I'm going to spend time, I'm going to take risks, I'm going to build something with a large value and net worth. Then I'm going to sell it, and I take that money and I put it into a passive thing. The problem with passive things is most of them you generate, well, what do I get in a savings account these days? What does the bank pay you on a savings account today? 1%. 1%? I wish it was 1%. I got $1 million in cash in the bank, and my banker called me the other day and says, we can pay like 0.2. Like 0.2%, like 1/5 of a percent. Now the inflation is going to be more than that. So, in other words, most of the passive investments require more time and effort to get them generating streams of income. Stock, and this is what I hate about the stock market. Do I put money in the stock market? Sure, I put little tiny pieces of my income in the stock market. But I hate a place where any lunatic in the world can destroy the market with one bad act. If there were a nuclear bomb go off in any city in the world, with some lunatic anywhere in the world, what would happen to the stock markets in every country in the world instantly? Well, it may not crash. But I'll tell you, it'd be about 5 to 10%, and it depends on the country. If it's in the country, it would crash. It would eventually come back, probably. But it would. I don't want to have a place where my money is so risk like that. I want to have stable wealth that cannot be affected by idiots and lunatics, people who want to steal. They don't like wealth. They want to destroy wealth. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, we won't go there much further. But the point is, I want to have my money so that it is I'm making money while I sleep. I want to make serious money while I sleep. So is it possible that the investments I choose can make, well, when I got up this morning in the hotel here, there was a pile of money underneath my bed. I thought I took a picture of it for you. I don't want just little teeny little blips there, like $5. I want big money starting to pile up while I sleep. And there are only a few investments that will do that, where you work hard and then it unleashes a steady river of constant money flowing to you when you step back and don't do anything. And most businesses will not do that for you. Most businesses, like you said, I want to start a restaurant. I've always dreamed of having my own restaurant, cooking my own food the way I want to cook it. So what happens? They start their restaurant, and how many hours a day are they stuck in that restaurant?
16 hours.
Yes, 16 to 20 hours a day. Is that time freedom? No. Is that health freedom?
No.
No. Is that relationship freedom?
No.
No. Maybe it's financial, it's not even financial freedom.
No.
Well, why did you think of doing that? Well, because my family has always been in the restaurant business, and didn't you work in that restaurant business as a little kid? And, no, pick a business that when you work hard at it, 3, 5 years later, you walk away and watch it grow with money still being sent to you. Now, there are some businesses that will do that, so make sure you pick them. You want to make sure you create your own money tree. If you plant it and you work hard at building it and you refine it, it grows and it's money as it flows. In real estate, can real estate be a cash machine to generate streams of income while you sleep?
Yes.
How can that be? If I have enough property, like 5, 10, 20 properties, I can hire somebody. They can manage it for me. They can collect the rent. They can pay the people who fix up the broken things from time to time. They can send me a net check, and it shows up in my bank account. I've got properties in America where I do that, and they send me a net check. I'm not there. It's across the country. I never see the property. She let me know just yesterday there was a fire in one of, not my unit, but in the building. There was a fire in the building, but I wasn't there to see it, and I don't want to see it. Just keep sending me the check. That's all I want. So is that passive?
Yes.
That's passive. It was active for a while. I had to go find it, work on it, and manage it, and look for the deals, and put it all together. And eventually now I can go, I think I got enough. You can take care of it for me. So real estate does fit that bill, right? Let's see. An infopreneur is a person who sells information, who has books and seminars and things like that. Is it possible to have that be residual, meaning money flows in without you being there? Can that actually happen? The answer is yes. Work hard to get your business, figure out how to find markets for it, and then you can have a team of people who can manage it for you, and you can step back. In information marketing, it's called licensing. So let me give you an example of that. I am a real estate investor. Back in the beginning of my career, I worked hard. I worked night and day, finding deals, buying those properties. I loved it. It was so much fun. Then I just thought, I'm going to write a book about it. And I write the book, Nothing Down, which became the all-time best-selling real estate book. It generates lots of money. It's really good. But eventually the money starts to wind down. But now I'm famous in a sense, right? Somebody approaches me at one of my seminars. And they say, we like to promote seminars. We see you doing your little seminar thing. We can tell you're not all that professional. You're just a young kid just getting started. We're professionals. We like to promote people. And you are the person we want to promote. We like the way your message is. Will you allow us to sell your seminar for you? I said, well, how do you do that? He said, we'll hire the trainers, and we'll hire the speakers. We'll put all the adverts on the TV. We'll run the whole business. We'll do the whole thing. All we want you to do is to stay home, and we'll send you a royalty. I love that word, royalty. And I said, well, like how much? And they said, we'll give 10.2% of every time somebody sits in one of the seminars. Now, if they pay $500 for the seminar, you get 10.2%, which is $52 for everyone who sits in that 2-day seminar. Good. Well, what do you want else for me to do? Want me to show up and train? And no, you'll just get in the way. We don't want you to show up at all. Stay home. And every Tuesday we'll send you between $25,000 and $50,000 a week, 42 weeks a year. Now, is that residual? Is that money while you sleep? That's money while you sleep. Once you find a hot topic like that, there's always people who like to promote. And therefore you find them and you license your stuff to them. Now, getting to the point where you're good enough to be licensed, that's another story. But that's how you would create these kinds of streams. For 6 years, they sent me millions and millions and millions of dollars. And then the market dried up, and they went away. They went bankrupt. They still owe me about $100,000. My royalties that I earned, but they didn't pay. Then for the next 12 years, let's see, actually for the next 18 years, I'm back out there doing my own promotion, and for 18 years later, the market gets hot, hot, hot. And another seminar promoter comes to me again and says, real estate's a hot game, you got the right kind of name, would you allow us to license your material from you? And I said, yes. We'll do the seminars, it just repeated all over again. And millions of dollars over the next 8 years started to flow into that licensing arrangement. So I'm just trying to give you an idea of how information marketing can become a stream of income while you sleep, okay? Let's see, how about the internet? Is it possible to make money on the internet 24 hours a day? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Now, the internet is a little trickier because it changes. Now, you work really hard to get your Google presence known, and then Google decides they don't like small entrepreneurs selling their stuff on Google anymore, and they change the game. So now you're making chunks of money, big time money, and then Google says, can't do that anymore, and instantly, in one day, your income goes to zero. So the game changes. Once you've got things all set up, you've got to be able to change with the times and go recreate it all over again. But it's possible to make money. What's cool about the internet is that you have 2 billion people hooked up to it. And if you've got a website where you can market information, stuff that you're trying to sell, whether it's a product or whether it's information, people are looking for solutions. If they find you, they can buy product from you while you sleep 24 hours a day. And I know friends of mine who do this. That's all they do. There's one lady I know who's actually been in my house. She has a blog, and it's a blog that she makes $1 million a year on her blog. And what she does is she writes information about all kinds of products and puts links in her blog posts about linking them to things that people could buy if they want to, and then she earns little streams of income every time they go to that link and buy something. She makes $1 million a year. It's a little more active. But now she's training a staff to go out and do the blog for her so she can back away from it and make serious money. So the internet is a way to do that. Let's see. Business. Here's, like I said, most people will market stuff, but it's like the restaurant. They're at their business for 24 hours a day. You don't want that kind of business. Most entrepreneurs, they like to look for opportunity, and they like to buy businesses that sell stuff. But they never ask this question. If I do this really successfully for the next 3 years, can I walk away from this and still have all that money still be sent to me on a monthly basis for the rest of my life? Most entrepreneurs, they don't ask that question. So they launch into a business and they're stuck in it. Maybe you make some money from it, but you never pick a business that you can't walk away from once it's now rolling and making some money. It's just not smart. Okay? So that takes you into the theory of it. So everybody put your books on your seats and stand up if you would. Put your books on your seats and stand up. All right. Now, off here in the future is your dream home, yes?
Yes.
How many of you really expect one day you will move into that dream home of yours? Some of you had to think about that for a minute. It's a good question. Do I really expect? Your critical voice says, no, what's the matter with you? I want you to go, this is my destiny. This is my birthright. This is what I do. I'm going to figure out a way to live the life I want to live. I don't know much about your spiritual beliefs. Mine is I only get one shot at this. If this is it, I want to live a good life. So, at the bottom where your feet are, there's a little circle. I don't know, can you see it? It's a little circle. So it's about this big. And it's in a color that's your favorite color. It's about, can you see it? And what's your favorite color? Turn to your neighbor and tell him what your favorite color is. Tell him your favorite color. All right. Okay. Now, here's what we're going to do. While you're going through this dip to this dream, you're going to come to spots that are going to be difficult. And we need to create a spot right there that when you go into this down, discouraging time, when it seems to be harder than you want it to be, you need to find a spot you can step into to remind you that you can make it through. I call it your confidence spot. So what color is yours? And how big is it? Hold your arms up, hold your hands up, show me how big your spot is. How big is it? Okay, good. Now when you step into it, it's the place of intense confidence. Now how do you make that happen? I mean, let's just step into your spot right now. Just move forward and step into it a little bit. Do you feel anything? You don't feel anything, do you? No, there's nothing in there. Well, let's step back out of it then. No, when we step into this spot, it's got to make us feel fantastic. So what am I going to put into that spot so that when I step into it, I take a deep breath and I go, and I start to feel centered. I start to feel confident. Well, I'll tell you what we need to do. We need to pull from the future and put our dream into the spot right now. And pretend as if we're stepping into our dream home. And as we step in there, we're looking around at this life we've created. And does that feel good? Yeah. It feels good. I don't want to step into that now. So we want to make sure that that spot has that kind of power to it. Now, in the past, we've done some good things, yes? Has any of you ever succeeded in the past at anything? Or are you all just a bunch of losers? You've done some good things, haven't you? Your critical voice is always looking back and saying, oh, you just haven't done as much as you should have done. You could have done a lot better. If you really had done the things I told you to do 5 years ago, you wouldn't be in that room with Robert Allen having him harangue at you. But there have been some great things you have done. And that's what you need to remember. And pull that forward into your spot. Say, as Ashley Brilliant says in one of his cartoons, he says, I'm not perfect, but parts of me are excellent. And so parts of you are excellent. You have done good things. So bring some of that forward. Put it into the spot there. An example of an idea or a thought or an experience you had. Some of you in the room here are mothers. How many mothers do we have in our room today? Raise your hands if there are any mothers here. Okay? Now what they did was tough. It was hard. Still is hard. It'll never be done. You earn the right to say, if I did that, I can do anything. Okay, so into your spot, you're going to put some good things from the past. You're going to bring your future forward and install it into your spot. So when you step into it, not yet, but when you do, you take a deep breath of this powerful place of imagination. In that, your critical voice can't survive. It's like oxygen. It's pure oxygen. And your critical voice just shrivels up. You step into that spot and you go, yeah, I can do this. And when you do that, all the way along this spot, So get ready. You step into it. You take a deep breath of it. I'll count to 3. Now, some of you are a little tight on the chairs, which is okay. You'll move forward a couple of inches, and you'll step into this bigger spot, and you'll just take a deep breath of it and enjoy it. You ready? Get set?
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Step forward into your spot. Take a deep breath of that. Just shake your arms out. Yeah. As if all that doubt is just getting shaken off. Yeah. Yeah, move your shoulders around, just feel freer. You're in your dream home. What kind of lifestyle do you want to live? What do you want to hear inside your dream home? Some fun, some music, some happiness, some laughter, some goodness. It's your lifestyle. Take a deep breath of that. And I want you to frown as if none of this is going to happen in your spot. It's hard to do, isn't it? It's like, no, we don't frown in our spots. We don't allow frowny faces in here. This is smiley face time. Good, so just take a deep smiley breath. Smiley face breath, you know? This life is good. There you go. Now step back out of it. Back to your miserable life. Okay. All right. You still got the smile on your face. You're not supposed to have a smile. You're back in the box here. All right. When you know you can make it through the dip, you can have a seat. Now, I'm going to let you vote. Here's my attendance. I could just go all the way to the end. So I'm on schedule to go till 6 o'clock. There's a lot more I want to get into. But it's your day, so let's have a vote. You want to have a quick 10-minute break?
Yes.
And, okay, how many of you vote for a quick 10-minute break?
Yes.
It's like I'm outvoted. I would just keep talking. But, okay, 10-minute break, I'll see you back there. Marketing, and we'll have a quick little lesson, and then when you go to robertallen.com in the future, maybe you'll see the video we shot here. Okay, so it's probably will go up on my blog, and anyway, we'll just take a couple minutes. So, quiet on the set. Okay. Okay. Mother's Day today. What is that? Okay. Hi, you made it. Here we are in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And here is the audience from Kuala Lumpur. Say hi, everybody. Hi. Days would like to be a public speaker. Can I say everything I have now?